Hi guys, excuse me. So what we're going to do today is we are going to talk about how to use pill base, what exactly it is, how you do the process, and then how I actually made that work with this specifically. So what pill base is, it's a way that you can stick, and you kind of think of it like a nail polish, and you put it over the nail, and it kind of gives this little bit of protection and this little film that makes it easy for the nail to pop off. And so the reason that you would even care to do that is because if you're dipping your nails in acetone, you're constantly changing your nails. Some people like to change them weekly. Some people wouldn't want to. They'd want to last 2 weeks. If you are constantly wanting to change your nails, this could be a good option for you. And I'm just more showing you guys to help you. If this is another way for a removal process, basically, that we said we were going to discuss. So it's not a gel. You would put it on and it dries just like normal in your process. And then you can do how you would build the nail. I left a nail for you guys to see. Is you could do your normal clear dip powder that you do to build the nail. You can do it over your natural nails where you don't build the nail and you do the clear. And then specifically in this video, because we're trying to show you different options of everything, I had shared with you guys earlier, I used the builder base, builder gel that we used in the bottle. So there's different forms in a jar, all that, but just specifically to teach you guys about this, we use this. So my nails are all done. I left one to work with you guys. So you'll have to excuse me here. I might have to mess with the camera in a second and hope I can get it to aim right. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and show you through the whole process of that builder base. Awesome. I think that's a good view for you guys. So we're going to grab the excuse me, I don't know why I'm messing up today. The pillable. We're going to go ahead and apply that on the nail. So my nail's already prepped and ready to go. I used the builder gel for the build this last time. And actually this was me I already popped it off. I did a video and showed you guys that. That's just me getting ready to put on another color. So we're just gonna put that on. And what I've noticed is this can take a couple minutes to dry. So what I actually do is I do a couple things. I have this little fan that I purchased from the dollar store. It works perfect. And then I actually also have my UV LED light. So I also put it in there and I've noticed that that helps dry it. So first things first, I'm gonna stick it in the UV LED light. Then I'm gonna finish it off with the fan. All right. All right, so we put it in the light. We use the little fan, like I showed you guys, this little fan, to make sure we're drying it. What I didn't mention is when you do this, you can either do a couple things and you have to find what works for you. Is you can either polish the entire nail and then that might make it just a little easier to pop off. Or a lot of people leave tiny bit of strip on the side that they don't polish. Now some people just do right in the middle. Some people leave a little strip on the side. The reason you would do that is it actually holds the nail a little more secure so it doesn't pop off. So you have to decide and you might play with it. So I'll give you an example. Last night I did this hand, did the full nail, and then this morning it popped off beautifully and perfect. So today I'm gonna play with it. I still wanna leave a little side strip, but not too much because I don't want it to be really tough to pull off. I liked it when it was nice and smooth to pop off, okay? So recommendation is to do 2 coats of this. So you guys witnessed the first one. Now we're gonna do the second one. It took a couple minutes. I would say maybe 5 minutes to dry. You don't maybe need to take that long. You just figure out what works for your, but we're gonna go ahead and polish it again. I call it polish because that's what it's kind of like. Okay, so we're good there. Now we're gonna stick it in the light for 60 seconds because I have one and it works for both. Then I'm gonna go ahead, and actually it dries nail polish too, so that's why I'm doing that. And then we're gonna go right into the fan and make sure to do that. So a couple of the videos that we went through, we're going through the removal process, your normal foils, where you file just the top and then you soak in acetone. Most likely you'd wanna keep your nails on for 2, even 3 weeks. We also showed you the steam, or we're going to if you haven't seen it yet, making these videos, where you would file off the clear coat and you stick it in a gel steamer. That pretty much takes everything off from scratch. This, as a reminder, this is kind of a little bit different technique. You could build the nail with a builder gel or your clear, and then you would use this to basically essentially just pop off the color. So today, as you can see, this is the one I told you popped off. My nail is still built and all the color came off perfect. So the reason you would do this one is because you want to change your nails a little more frequently. Although when I did the last set, my nails were about a week and a half, and I did a video with you guys and it was a little bit of struggle to get that off. So it's really up to you to decide what works best for you. All right, we're gonna continue here and then we'll go through the next. All right, so it's completely dry. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our Sendera base coat. We're gonna grab our top coat for the next piece. We're gonna go ahead and polish the nail. And we're gonna do just your normal dip process, okay? So we polish the gel base, just like we would in our normal steps. I think I said that a few times, didn't I? Then you're gonna come here, we're gonna pour over. So I'll say this again, just because we do have a decent amount of new people. You don't have to, but it is nicer to pour over the gel, not dip your finger. You can do it the other way, but it's not always as smooth and self-leveling. And we're gonna put in the light for 60 seconds. You can dip, but this just tends to give it a nice smooth finish on top, and that's what we're always looking for. And it seems to be just a little easier from keeping those cuticles as, all we get color that's stuck there. All right, so that's cured. So we're gonna wipe it off. Like I've shared before, I like to use a little bit tougher dusting. Gets really everything out of those cuticles, and that's what I want. So now I'm gonna do a second coat. So just gonna polish over everything. All right, so we're just polishing over, basically building the color, building the nail that we want, pouring over, tapping, and putting in the light for 60 seconds. All right, so it's all done. We're gonna dust off again, decide if we need 3 coats. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add 3 coats. Looks like it could use just a tiny bit of color. You can always decide what you like. That's the good part. Maybe you want it just a little lighter, maybe you want it a little darker. And the most reason that I want is actually the pigment's really pretty. There's just a tiny bit on the side that I say could use some more color. So I just want to make sure it's fully covered. All right, so we're gonna come here. So since I saw that, big thing is always making sure you turn your finger to the sides, which is nice about the trays. You can kind of just put it in the little hole, and then we're all good to go, and put it in the light for 60 seconds. Right, so that is done and cured. We're gonna go ahead, wipe it off. I usually like to go in and not file the top because it can peel sometimes when you file. So instead, I just like to shape the sides, and actually it looks like it turned out really, really pretty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and go right to my base coat and my top coat. There's not gonna be any filing that needs to be done. I can already tell, and I love when that happens. And I will say, I kind of like the builder gel. I've done both. Actually, a lot of my videos I show you is with the clear powder. And I guess you could, the difference of the builder gel and the clear powder is if you like building an apex, you're not going to be able to do that. I mean, you could probably try, but I think it would be very difficult. If you can, always put in the comments and let us all know your secret. But it tends to level out, so I can see that being really difficult. And that's already looking really, really pretty. Put that in the light for 60 seconds. So we're gonna do the base coat because I don't need to do any filing. I just kind of cleaned up the sides a little bit from clear. Base coat. After this, we're gonna go right into top coat, 60 seconds, and I'll show you. All right, so we're all done. I just did the top coat on the finger. I did the base coat, the top coat, and we're all done. Hope that was helpful. Have a good night.